Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Raul, and this week we're going to have a little bit of fun here, and we're going to check out this kit. This is from the collection of Dan Doane, local friend of mine here that's got quite a collection of some of these older kits, and just has some fun with them and whatnot. But he told me I should really check out this kit as it's kind of rare, somewhat rare, but definitely interesting and different. And this is the AMT 1969 version, or issued in 1969 from what I can tell on ScaleMates, of the 57 Thunderbird. But it has some different parts, and it's a drag car for sure, which isn't in any of the other versions from what I understand or what he tells me in looking at it online. And I'm going to compare it to the other one that I have here, and this is the 2004 issue. 2004, 2005? 2005, so it's almost 20 years old as far as this one goes. But this kit goes way, way back. Like I said, this is the 1969 issue, which is like 4 or 5 issues into its run. This kit first came out in 1962, so it's a pretty old kit, but seems like there's plenty of them. Look at that. $2. I guess that was the suggested list price at the time, which is kind of fun to look at that kind of stuff and think about how it computes to today. Especially when I look, if this was actually done in 1969, I looked up the minimum wage at the time. It was $1.60 an hour. And I looked it up, and just for kind of fun, 1962, the minimum wage was $1.15 an hour. 1963 was raised 10 cents to $1.25 an hour. So it's kind of funny to think, $2, but yet minimum wage was $1.60 in 1969. So, an hour and a half of work, and you could buy this kit. So it's kind of fun to think about that, especially, minimum wage in, some of these states, $12, $15 an hour, depending on where you're at and whatnot. I think Arizona, it's about to raise again. I think it's like 12 something, is going to go to 13 something, but 2 hours of work still $26, $27, and kits are now $35, $40 for this, and there's less stuff in this compared to this one. Not to create a spoiler, but it's pretty cool to look at though. And you see they've got this drawing here where you can see this velocity stacks, the exhaust headers, headlight bezels, some of the stuff here, Goodyear vinyl slicks, traction rods, wheelie bars. But this is a camera motor, which you can see here, and which it mentions here, Ford 427 camera. So, which I think that motor came out, when was that thing? 66, 67, maybe a little bit later, 68. But I forget when the camera was developed and came out, but it's an interesting motor all by itself. But, here's a stock 57, so this was a 3-in-1 kit. But pretty cool stuff. So we'll kind of compare them side by side here. So I'll open the box in this one, put it right here, and then we'll do this one as well. And this one's my kit. I've had it a while. I don't know why I have not built any of these baby birds. As I love Thunderbirds, and if you've followed my channel, my dad has a few square birds, the 58 through 60s. So I'm a big fan of them. I built the Revell 56, a long time ago in the 80s. The 57 and 55 I built in the big 1/16 scales, which I have those kits now to rebuild, to redo those kits, but I don't have my original 57. I think my dad has my original 55. But anyway, but I have not built this one, and it looks a little rough as far as the tooling goes, but it's kind of fun to compare like the bodies of the 2004 issue to this one. Let me dig the body out. So here we go. Here's the body to that one. So move that off to the side so I can work here. So, when it comes to the molded in body, and I don't know if this is going to catch some of this stuff, it's kind of, interesting to see that even this one being from 1969, it's still kind of rough. This side's pretty clean, a little rough up here. The mold lines back here. And then looking at the work and the waviness in the body right here, and what's going on with some of it, and seeing some of these areas and sink marks and divots right there, in the back, and just seeing them all on this body that, from 1969, which is what, 45 years ago? No, 50, yeah, weird, 54, 55 years ago. So yeah, just to see this body from back then and just some of the marks in it. And then to look at this one, mine has a bent tail fin here, but it's a little rougher, but a lot of the same stuff is in it. I mean, the mold has gotten a lot rougher up at the top of the fenders. This side is still pretty smooth. The emblems are a little bit muddier than that one. The two fronts, and you can see the difference in the emblems as far as how they are. But and to see the waviness in the body all in here and some of the stuff, I'm like, this thing's gonna need some serious body work and cleaning. But then the mold lines here, but they're rougher. But this is like 40 years later, but still. And so that's kind of neat to look at those. And then some of the other things like the chassis. Real simple chassis here, but they're both the same here, so not much has changed in that. I mean, a bit more flash on both of them, so there's a lot of flash even back then. Actually, this one seems a little cleaner compared to the older tool here when it comes to the flash. Here we got the top and the hood. Now this other one, I have to open it up. Oh, if I can. Oh, the back split. Sorry, Dan, but you glued your bag shut. Here's the roof. Pretty nice and clean. The molded emblem is a lot nicer on this one than this one. Although, I was going to sand that off or remove it, but and add the porthole. Something I looked into, when you see a 57 T-Bird today, they all have portholes. Looking into the car and its options over the time, the 57, the porthole was an option. It was a 56, but although most of them got it. But if it didn't have the porthole in 57, it had this emblem on the side of it, which is a lot like the 58 T-Bird's emblem on the side. So it had that emblem. So, and this was developed in 62 and these things were fairly new. But now that they're all restored, they all have portholes. But I was going to point out this hood, it's nice in hood, but you can see how crisp, the scoop and the chrome is on that one versus this one. So a little muddier and everything. So definitely some differences there. Got off to the side. There's some resin stuff I'll show you. Interior tubs, some of this stuff. Here's the fender skirts. A lot of the stuff. This one's got the fender skirts here too, and a lot of custom stuff. The dash with the door panels right here. Really nice and clean and crisp. It's kind of fun for me to look at this stuff. If I can get it to not shake. The radio knobs and all the knobs are much bigger on the reissue. You can see where they tooled them all and made them a bit bigger. So that's interesting right there. And this fastback roof, which I don't see in this kit. So it may be missing. I know it was available because it looks like it's got the rear window for it, but that's not in here. Here's some of the interesting parts. Here's some of the drag parts right here, some of the suspension pieces. And here's the camera motor and the headers, the solid axle, front suspensions, the roll bar, steering. Well, I think that's the roll bar. Not sure on that. The heads and some of these other parts right here. So, and then the fan shroud, which may be in the other kit. Yeah, it's kind of funny. That's still there, but the rest of this is completely different. So it's like the only part left of the original tree. These two parts are missing. Looks like sun visors and the headlight bezels, which have fallen off. A lot of stuff is loose and in this bag right here. And then check out the tires here. So we got some you know, the Firestone Supreme white line tires that were real common in the 60s. So those are in there. 5 of them. And then the drag slicks. That's pretty cool. No slicks in mine. Matter of fact, my kit, when it comes to the tires, we've got some Firestone Supremes as well in there. No white line though, but the Firestone Supremes are in there. And then I've got the, you know, the Goodyear Polyglass GTs in there as well, which, you know, of course, always have extra sets of those from my muscle cars. And then the metal axles. And then something the older kit has, this one doesn't have. There's the Continental kit, and then the heater box and some of these other parts. But I don't know if I've seen the Continental kit in here. There's the heater box. Got a bunch of interesting clear parts, but I've seen online some of the pictures of the kits before this having some really custom front end stuff and, you know, that stuff. It was pretty cool. Now this has red taillights. Really cool. Which I don't think mine has. But it does have, let's see, does it have the bezels? Yeah, so it's got the chrome taillights with the takes a red lens, where mine takes something different. But I'll get to this chrome tree here in a second. Let's put some of this other stuff back. Because here's my chrome tree right here. It was kind of interesting to see, you know, front and rear bumper. Then here's that Continental kit here. But this one, it's got that ladder bar, suspension ladder bar there. One of them at least. Then you can see in this empty slot, there's the traction bars, the windshield, the camera engine parts, which are not on this tree at all, completely deleted. Then you got the taillights here, but they now have the molded in taillights with no red lenses at all. So this older kit had red lenses, and a lot of the engine parts and the solid axle and stuff all right there, but this just has the oil filter right there. So, and then the steel wheels, which, you know, are not near as nice as the ones in the older kit. And then the stock hubcaps, and then these trim rings, which, you know, I'm not really sure what those are for, where this one's got these mags. So that's in my kit. And both kits have this chrome tree. This is the stock engine, but everything is literally chromed. So, pretty cool, although a little crisper on his. I can turn this around the same direction. But parts are all there, all exactly the same. I don't know when I've seen a 3-blade fan, but you know, may have it there. But this is the 312 engine right here, the standard Thunderbird 57 engine. But cool to see that stuff, so I'll put that away. Now, one of the other things that's really interesting about this kit right here is the decals. And then Dan pointed this out to me too, which is, you know, kind of funny. This is the original decal sheet, and he doesn't know if it's any good at all. But interestingly, Model King reissued the 69 GTO Judge funny car, and here's a picture of the box art of that, and they completely reproduced this entire decal sheet in that kit. So Dan searched out that kit just for this decal sheet. Now it has a lot more decals besides this, but the fact that they included the entire decal sheet, including the 427 camera, and it gives it away on the back. Here's the AMT with the original kit issue right there. On the back of this one, you know, there's the more modern here, and here's the kit issue 21891. Now that's, you know, that AMT Model King kit. So they reissued the decals in that, so that was really cool, and he jumped on those. So I hope Dan builds it, because inside here, a couple of parts that made me envious here. I believe these are Drag City casting, and there's a resin hood with a teardrop for the race car, which that's really cool. I didn't go for that, but there's also a couple of hoods, or roofs here, I should say, from Drag City casting. I have this one of my own. I bought this one. It's just a much more rounded and shaped better, where the one in here is kind of flattened out. But he got the one with the portholes, which this one wasn't available when I bought mine. So kind of jealous about that, but no big deal. Adding the portholes is not really an issue. But some of the other parts in here, so We'll get this back to Dan sometime, and it's kind of fun to look at some of this stuff. There's a steering wheel. There's that the custom headlight covers that are right here. Got those in there, so I kind of wonder what some of those custom parts looked like. Custom taillights. So there's a lot of other parts in here, but I'm not really sure what they're for. I don't see if they're even mentioned in these directions, because I don't think the custom body parts were in this kit. Let's see. There's the beginning. There's a stock engine. All right, we'll look that over real quick. There's the camera with the big stacks, velocity stacks, headers, bars, the front traction bars, or let's see, radius rods. Stock body, the big metal clip for the hinged hood that they used to have back then, and the interior with some of the custom parts. There's that roll bar, so that is a roll bar. So there we go. The taillights with the clear lens. And the sun visors, omit with hard top. It says just glue the. So pretty cool to see this stuff, and it's kind of fun to look it over and see what's in some of these vintage kits and compare it to this one, because this kit has been issued and issued and issued. Well, at least this one. Matter of fact, I think it was reissued again in 2023. So no shortage of finding these all over eBay. Even this version, they're on there, and they're not very expensive when it comes to vintage kits. But I see some asking for some high prices. But even this one, not too many of them asking over $100 for some of these vintage ones, the earliest ones. But it's kind of fun to get a look at this. So I appreciate Dan Doane loaning this to me so I can check it out and just really look it over and kind of drool. It's kind of fun to see it. Even though I'd build, a stock one, and that's what I want to do. But this one requires quite a bit of body work and stuff. Haven't really tackled it, but when it comes to the 57 Bird, it's pretty much your only option right now. Revell hasn't come out with them. They got a 56, but nobody else has a 57. And then for whatever reason, the 55 hasn't been done in 1/24th or 1/25th scale, just promo only, and really hard to find, especially since they're the acetate and they like the warp. But anyways, you guys, it was kind of fun to look these over, and let me know what you think and if you enjoyed this video or anything like that. And you guys, thanks for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments and everything. I really do appreciate it. And you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.